So in this video, I'm going to be explaining how to succeed in any difficult conversation. And this is important because the thing that usually stops us from achieving the goals that we have for ourselves is that we don't have the conversations that we know we need to have. And so what happened today is that my role as COO of an EdTech company, I had to go ahead and break the news to people that we were about to undergo a restructuring and layoff for 11 people inside of our team. And of course, this is not an easy conversation to have. It was a difficult decision. But there are a few things that I had to remind myself before having these conversations with the people affected to ensure that this would maintain trust and rapport even after this point in time. Because the thing is that it's not personal, you know? It's like, well, really what we're trying to do here is move ahead with our goals, and it just means that it can't go ahead. And so there are three things that I really thought about during this, and going into the conversation was basically like I was going to have to meet with this person who I know would be deeply affected by this news. It would break them in a way that would be quite emotionally distressed, and that was the case. But knowing that was about to happen, anticipating that, well, what did I focus on to help me through this? The first thing that I knew is that I have to do what is right. I have to do what is right for her. I need to do what is right for the company. I need to do what's right for myself, so that in this situation, I am not lying. I'm not being distrustful. I'm not diminishing what this is. It's about staying true to everyone. And I think part of that means giving very radical candor, explaining what it is exactly and not sugarcoating it. And so I think that was really like the second thing, which is to not say sorry, because at the end of the day, we made the decision as a leadership team that this decision had to be done. And saying sorry isn't truthful to that. We are still going ahead and doing this, but it's not to say that we don't care. Like, if anything, we care a lot. And it's just a decision that we had to make to, again, go forward with our goals. And so the last thing was that this isn't personal, and we have to do what is right by everyone involved. And ultimately, this means that she will be able to move on to an opportunity that is better for her. As much as this chapter of her life might have been really exciting, she's really enjoyed to be a part of the team and grown a lot, at the same time, this wasn't the place for her. That's why it didn't work out. And so to have her be in a place where she can be valued more for her work is ultimately what we want too, right? If anything, all we want is to advocate for our employees, our team members, because they do the same for us. And so I think these were the key things that I had to remind myself before jumping into the conversation, throughout the conversation, to stay level-headed, to stay in control, and make sure that at the end of the day, this is a respectful conversation, and that we can move on from this together, although in our separate ways. But to know that there is still that trust, which I think is something that's very few and far between these days, and something that's so important that I always think about as having a value, and I want to show that through all the conversations that I have with people. And hopefully this helps you with any of the difficult conversations you have, whether it be with friends, family, or even at your company.